Stop's been enjoyable. Whoop. Bike nearly fell over then. That's the wind. Right, so we're back home now. I've given the battery a quick wipe off, and we're going to charge it up to 50-ish%, not 100%. It's a well-known fact that lithium-based batteries don't like to be left at 100% charge. It will affect their lifespan. They will lose capacity quicker. So the standard practice for me with lithium batteries, so whether that be my bike here, my car, which is an electric car, the batteries for all sorts of gadgets and gizmos, I will leave them at about 50% if I'm not going to use them for a long period of time, simply because that's the best state of charge to ensure the battery health lasts for a long time. So I don't think I'm going to use this battery, so I'm not going to go on my bike now for at least a fortnight, maybe a bit longer, because I've got a few things coming up over the next few weeks. That's going to sort of get in the way of my bike riding. So what I'm going to do is going to charge it 50, and that will be it. It is interesting that it says on the top of the battery here, and I'll show you this. It says on the top of the battery here, charge at least every 90 days. So another thing that's bad for batteries is to leave them completely empty for a long period of time. So I guess that's on there because the battery may discharge itself over time, but also you come back from a ride and then you don't go out for a few months or whatever, and you leave it empty. It's bad for it as well. Now a lot of modern batteries, especially bigger batteries like this, car batteries, e-bike batteries, things like that, have battery management software built into them. So some batteries will discharge themselves. I know this has been developed, or at least the technology has been developed, not built, but developed by Tesla. And if you don't know who Tesla are, then, well, you will do by the end of the year, I expect. So I know that if this is kept at 100%, or if you charge it up to 100%, it will balance the cells automatically and things like that. I'm not sure if it self-discharges. There's nothing in any of the paperwork or any of the manuals, or nothing I can find online, which is a real shame. I really do wish that companies would, would not patronise the end user so much by dumbing everything down. I want to know everything. I want to know all the technical information and how things work and what's going on underneath the skin. I know a lot of people don't, and manufacturers think that might scare people off, might scare them away from buying into this new technology. But personally, I want to know what's going on. I don't want to just have to plug it in. I don't want to sort of plug it in and then walk away and it's fine. I want to know what's going on. I like to micromanage my stuff. I know a lot of people don't, and I know the masses, when it comes to adoption of this sort of thing, won't want to do that. They want to just plug it in and walk away from it. But personally, I really want to know what's happening. It's the same with electric cars. It's really difficult to get the information, the technical stuff, thanks to the World Wide Web, of course, forums and things like that. You can get in touch with people who know some of this stuff, but with this, I just do not know. I really don't. Also, I find quite amusing on here. One of the things I find amusing on here is that one there, which says "Do not get wet." Okay. And do not shake and vibrate, which is kind of like counter-intuitive when you go mountain biking, because generally you get wet and you do shake and vibrate a lot. I'm assuming that means don't submerge the battery entirely in water, looking at the picture. But that one, shake and vibrate, okay, it's going to be shaking and vibrating every time I go on a ride, that's for sure. Anyway, that's a bit more about the battery. So let's give it a bit of power and make sure we're lit up, and we're charging now. So we are now between 30 and 40%. So I'm going to get this battery up to 50%, as I say, and then I'm going to store it for a few weeks before my next ride, unless I get lucky, and in which case I will be on it sooner. And all I've got to do, of course, is just remember to charge it up. I generally charge my battery the night before I go on a ride. I try and keep it at 50% and charge it up the night before I go on a ride. So there you go.